So we're going to talk about the nature of work. The nature of work means all work is to be completed in a workmanlike manner according to standard practices and according to the plans and or specification. Nature of job. The employee's title encapsulates the nature of this task. A human resources manager, for example, is someone who oversees a human resource department and does all the job duties that come with the job. When discussing profession or career, the nature of the work refers to the task you perform as well as the working condition. Work is an activity that is necessary for your physical survival and well-being. It is essential in providing us our basic needs for foods, clothing, and shelter. Basically, a work is activity performed for remuneration as means of livelihood. As such, it sometimes understood as employment, occupation, and profession. In the UK, the word work comes from Latin word means something that involves conscious and sustained physical mental efforts to do.
Employment implies work for which one has been hired and is being paid by an employer. It is called occupation if work is the result of training and performed on a regular basis. An employed worker is formally called employee, and a worker who is paid in exchange primarily for his physical labor is called laborer. A form of occupation which makes use of a specialized type of work is what we call a profession. Profession has been defined as a calling in which its members profess to have acquired special knowledge by training or experience or by both so that they may guide or advise or serve others in that special field. Two major classes. Working classes or workers or paid laborers. Working class is a socio-economic term describing person in a social class marked by jobs that provide low pay and require limited skills. Typically, working class jobs have reduced education requirements. Ruling class. Capitalist business, example, employers. The ruling class is paid the working class less wages than they deserve, made them work long hours in poor conditions, and kept the profit from the sale of the goods produced.
Perceptions of work. Work as a divine punishment. In early Christian tradition, work was regarded as punishment by God to human beings for their pride and disobedience. According to Herbie belief, work is a curse devised by God explicitly to punish the disobedience and ingratitude of Adam and Eva. Work as a right. Everyone has the right to work based on man's natural right to self-preservation. The remuneration a worker expects from doing work should be treated as his property. The right to work is the foundation for the realization of other human rights and for life with dignity. Work as a source of self-pride and self-respect. Work is not necessary not only for self-preservation, but also for personal growth and self-esteem. If work denied him, he will be forced to fairly on and be a burden to another person. It means respecting the person you spend the most time with. By making these choices to respect yourself in the workplace, you're also contributing to creating a more respectful workplace for those you work with. Work as a determinant of personal qualities. The quality of a worker is reflected by the quality of his work. There are four major determinants of personality, which include the physical environment, heredity, experience, and culture. Work as a determinant of social class. Work defines the social status of people. Karl Marx classified people into two classes, the proletarian and capitalists. Through the years, another class created the knowledge workers. Besides wealth, occupation, and education, there are certain other criteria which help a person to attain higher social status in the society. These are family background, kinship relations, location of residence, but education, occupation, and expanded income are the most fairly visible clues of social class. Work as a basis for cooperation. Workers work not only to survive but also to prosper materially. Workers need the businessman just as a businessman needed the worker. Cooperation can make the difference between success and failure. For many businesses, when employees dedicate more time to their duties in a cooperative workplace, they are more productive and things get done more quickly and efficiently.
Factors that affect work. Personal and social values. A worker's personal and societal values are effective for the regulation of work. The nature of his values determines how he performs his work and guides his action. The value system that a worker upholds determines his perception towards work, the types of decisions he makes, and the action he performs. Code of ethics. What determines the morality attached to work is the code of ethics, which a company or particular profession adopts. An act which a worker can lawfully do may be prohibited by ethical codes. Failure to observe codes of ethics may result in public distrust and loss of confidence. The unethical worker may lose his employment, and for the immoral professional, his license to practice his profession. Law. A worker is not absolutely freedom to decide how he will perform his work. Rather, the law sets standards of how work is to be done. For a professional worker, his education does not excuse him from his duty to observe the limitation imposed by law. Rather, it makes his legal responsibility greater. Violating this limitation may lead a person to be criminally or legally liable, risking his employment of profession, his freedom, even his lives. Professional associations. The promotion of higher standards for the practice of professional work is the main reason why professional societies are formed. The moment a person becomes a professional and is accepted into a professional association, he is bound to comply with the rules of and regulation. He is morally and legally obligated to perform his craft with skill and competence.
Factors that affect work. Policies enforced in the workplace. A company policies are not just rules and regulations, but also express a set of expectations from its workers. The company expects the best from its employees and provides them with principles to guide them in the conduct of their work. Rules and regulations which workers are duly bound to observe and respect. Otherwise, they can be suspended or dismissed from employment. Public opinion and perception. A worker who not only has this skill but is equally blessed with a sense of morality, good public relation, and dedication as well loved and respected by the people. He wins the patronage of more customers and the trust comfort of more clients compared to a worker who may have excellent skills but lacks the necessary manners. Public perception help maintain the quality of work as workers and employers try to protect their positive images. Personality types of individual workers. Realistic. Those are the people like working with things in occupations such as chef, air traffic controllers, carpenters, and builders. Investigative. People like working with data in occupations such as medical technician, computer programmers, engineering, and science. Artistic. People like working with ideas in occupations such as commercial artist, musician, and interior designer. Social. People like working with people in occupations such as teaching, counseling, and caring of elderly people. Enterprising. People like working with people and data in occupations such as business leadership, marketing, entrepreneurship, and politics. Conventional. People like working with data and numbers in such occupations as accounting, administrative assistant, and paralegal assistant.